What's up, guys? I'm Anthony. I'm a co-founder of Valley Raised.
And I am Shane Eberspacher, the other co-founder of Valley Raise. And this is the Valley Raise podcast.
Yeah, we're here to tell you guys a little bit about our business, our journey, the things we're working on, and what you guys can see in the future. So I moved to Arizona back in 2006. Fresh out of college, I got my first job, and I moved out to Phoenix, Arizona, and that's where I met Shane. We actually were both working in the construction industry, and we met on our first project where we were actually building the Cotton Lane Bridge that goes over the Gila River in Buckeye.
Buckeye, yeah. Yeah, that was my internship. Was then I wasn't a full-time yet, but I was kind of got my teeth cut, if you will, in the Phoenix area. And then in 2009 is when I moved down here officially, like at into 2008, beginning of 2009, and moved out here. And after college, same thing. We were in the construction industry, worked for the same company, and yeah, kind of the rest was history. After that, we kind of worked our way up into the industry. We both put about 10 years in. You kind of went off and did your own thing after that. I did as well. We can dive into that a little bit.
Yeah, we both were aspiring entrepreneurs.
Yep.
I started a heated apparel clothing company. Did that for 3-4 years before I eventually sold it.
Exited.
Yep.
Yeah, and then when I in 2017, I got like an itch to just quit my job, and my wife and I started real estate. We did real estate for 2 or 3 years, and I got approached to get back into the construction industry. And then you came back down to Phoenix.
Yep, you got me a job working for another contractor.
And then when you get two like-minded individuals in the same office, it's hard to stay focused on the
It
one.
is, dude. We just talk about business all the time. So that's kind of how Valley Race started too. We just started spitballing ideas. We're both like, we gotta do something together.
Yeah.
We gotta have some business.
Yeah, there's just too much opportunity, and especially in the world today with crazy, with the internet and everything and how to make money or whatever. And it's not all about making money, but the challenge of starting a business and getting people to like your stuff and things like that. We didn't know which way we really wanted to go, but a common denominator in Arizona is that there's tons of sun.
Yeah.
It's sunny 300 days a year.
I mean, it's the sunniest place in the world almost.
Yeah.
Like,
and
it just made sense that as soon as we started talking about sunglasses, we're like, this is a good idea.
Yeah, this makes sense. And there's not really a ton of Arizona known brands that are like, they're selling themselves as the Arizona Sunglass Company. There's a couple of sunglass companies here, but they're not like, we are Arizona and this is why we did it.
Yeah, none of them have like the Arizona pride. Like we moved out here and we like gravitated towards Arizona. I mean, the mountains, the desert, like the hiking and mountain biking and golfing and things like that. Like we just loved Arizona. And I mean, the weather out here, especially right now, dude, it's like 80 degrees out.
Doesn't get much better. I mean, don't get me wrong. It is, sometimes it gets to you a little bit when it gets super hot.
Yeah.
But also, as soon as you get so frustrated with the heat, Arizona just shows its face and flashes you some 80-degree weather, and next thing you know, you fall right back in love.
I remember a couple years ago was when we started looking at some sunglass manufacturers, and kind of looking at like the pricing structures and the quality of the sunglasses, and the more that we kind of explored sunglasses, the more it sounded like this is a good opportunity for us. Like we can make this.
We also were looking for something that was a little bit easier as a barrier of entry, that wasn't too easy for everybody to do it, but that wasn't too hard that we were going to price ourselves out of it. So that was kind of another thing that we were looking at too. And the sunglasses kept on fitting that niche, if you will.
Yeah, and I think so we kind of connected like Arizona and sunglasses just totally made sense for us.
Yep.
And then there's some other things too that people don't realize about the industry. So there is a huge company, essentially a monopoly that most people don't know this. They own the sunglass industry. I think it's two companies that own
Yeah.
80% of the market.
Market share.
So when you go to those sunglass stores, like in the mall or even at airports and stuff like that, that's one company. That is one
Yeah, there's
big
like a
company.
hut that
Something Hut.
of sunglasses or something. Yeah.
Yeah. You go in there and there's like 20 different brands in there. And what people don't realize is that it's one company. So
Yeah.
so when you think about us wondering if we can make it in what appears to be such a saturated market, it's almost like it looks like it's saturated, but it's only two other companies,
Right.
really.
Yeah, and those other companies, the thing that sucks about having them is one, they've obviously not brainwashed, but they've established themselves as the prominent brands, and all those brands are owned by one company, and that one company can control the prices, and that's what dictates the prices.
They have actually notoriously claimed in public that they raise their prices just because they think people will pay them.
And they did.
So I think, should I tell the story about that one company? So I don't want to say their name either, but it rhymes with Schmokely.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So most people don't know this story either, but this gives you like kind of a view of what this monopoly looks like. So Schmokely, we'll call them. I think it was 97 or whatever, but they were approached by this big company that wanted to buy them because they were successful and but they were a cool American brand. They were, I mean, I liked them, so they didn't want to sell.
Right.
So the big monopoly company, they actually kicked them out of all of their stores and stuff like that, which tanked their sales. It essentially brought them to
bankruptcy.
They almost were claiming or filing bankruptcy. Yeah. So their stock just hit the floor. So that big monopoly company like came in and just ended up buying them for pennies on the dollar. It was like a total hostile takeover.
Yep.
And most people don't know that about the industry. So it's kind of like if you talk to other people that aren't affiliated with that, they'll refer to them as like the evil empire or stuff like that. So it just kind of puts it into perspective. Like when you actually buy their products, you're not buying that brand anymore. You're buying
the mob.
The mob.
Sunglass mob.
Yeah, the mob that just like basically stole this company. So those are kind of some of the reasons why we think we can make it here in the sunglass industry.
Yeah, and one of our approaches was if we can offer the same, if not better quality of sunglass lenses, sunglass material, and sunglass fit, if you will, then why not do it? And
exactly.
and not have people kind of stay in the stranglehold of the big mob company.
Well, this is a great segue into kind of our product development journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we started off, so we ended up finding a bunch of manufacturers and basically getting samples from all these manufacturers, and really it wasn't to like use their models or anything like that. It was more or less to gauge
check out
the quality
and their materials and things of that nature. Yeah.
And the more we did that, the more we started, like taking our designs and like refining it and stuff like that. And then we really started getting to the point where we didn't want to sell crap sunglasses. That wasn't us. Like I didn't want to, call my brother and be like, hey, buy these sunglasses. They're good. And if they sucked, right? So we wanted to actually have like the best product on the market. And if you look at all the other companies and the materials they use, it's not that far-fetched. I mean, a lot of people use, kind of inferior lenses, I guess. Yeah. It's hard to tell because everybody says
we can kind of give them a rundown of the let's say the top 3 materials that other companies use and why we chose where we did, and kind of break it down. So like for instance, frame material, there's your plastic, which is like your basic gas station cheap sunglasses. There's a nylon material, which is a far superior product. And then there's the biodegradable nylon, or the bio nylon is what they call it.
And the nylon we're referring to like the TR90.
TR90, yes. Yeah. And so with the eco-based TR90, it's got 40 or 50% of the material is a biodegradable oil, which is
it's a castor bean oil.
There. And So over time, if you were to leave it out in, the desert for fucking 5 or 6 years or whatever, then, it would start to degrade or whatever so that it's sustainable, right?
Mhm.
And
I
then
think, let's drive home that point though, the castor bean oil,
yeah,
because most plastics use a petroleum product as a binder.
right,
So our frame material uses the castor bean oil, which is, I mean, it's from a bean, so
right,
it's a natural oil. So instead of using the petroleum products, it's this all natural material, and
right.
it retains the same properties as the TR90, like that you'll see in most sunglasses out there.
Yep.
It's flexible. It retains its shape. I mean, you can bend the shit out of it, and it
Yep.
retains its shape.
And those are like the 3 main ones that you'll see in the industry and like what other big companies are using, but why we chose to do the TR90 like the eco-based one is because one, it's a better product and we want to be somewhat sustainable because if you start shitting out a ton of plastic sunglasses and people lose them, which a lot of people lose sunglasses,
Yeah,
like
they
it's
just end up out in the
in
woods
the
somewhere, or out in the
exactly
desert somewhere, and just
trash
last
can or
forever.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to lenses, break it down. What's like the 3
Yeah,
main
so
lenses? There's like the TAC, CR90 or
I think
CR39,
the main lenses that, like, kind of the industry standard is the
polycarbonate,
polycarbonates out
yeah.
there. So polycarbonate's great because it's got that, you'll find it in safety glasses. So
Yeah,
it's impact resistant, it's shatter resistant. The downside is that the clarity is a little bit lower than
right.
like your glass, obviously.
Yep,
And okay, so let's talk about glass too, because that's a big one out there because it does have one of the highest clarities out there.
yep.
But
And
I
anti-scratch.
personally will never wear glass because it shatters. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody knows glass shatters, right? But and it usually that's not a big deal. But if you're driving and your airbag deploys,
boom.
dude, say goodbye to your eyeball. So I'll never wear glass just
Yep,
for that one reason. And then there's like the CR39, which is a pretty good lens. So it's super clear. It has really high clarity.
yeah,
But then it's really low in scratch
yeah.
resistance.
It's like
Um,
terrible. It's like one of the worst.
so then you take our lens, and this is why we ended up using the polyamide nylon lenses, because it has the clarity. First off, let me tell you that this was a lens that was actually designed for Navy SEALs. So if
Yeah,
you talk to our manufacturer,
yeah.
he's like, it has the clarity like glass, and it has the safety properties of polycarbonate, and
Yep. That's huge. I
it's
mean,
huge, and it has like a high scratch resistance too. So if you think about making or a lens for the Navy SEALs, they need the clarity because they're looking through their scope at a target like 100 yards
yep.
away. So that clarity is imperative. And then they're banging shit around, so yeah, shrapnel. I don't know, but
Whatever they're
so you need
doing.
the impact
Well, and you
resistance.
gotta think when you think Navy SEALs, you think ocean, you think sand, you think salt, you think water, like that those are the biggest things that the polyamide lens
Yeah,
kind of
you
holds
get
up against, and
I mean,
that's
you
what
just get a little sand on your lens, and then you go to like wipe it off, and
yep,
you just scratch the shit out of it. So that's why you need the
yep.
polyamide.
Yeah, and then on top of the polyamide lens being like one of the most superior lenses, we added a scratch resistant coating to the front, and then we have an oleophobic and a
Hydrophobic.
hydrophobic on the back. So it's
It makes them those coatings essentially just make them a lot easier to clean.
yep.
They're easier to maintain. They're going to last longer,
And then we have the anti-glare coating as
and the
well.
anti-glare coating too, which is super important. If you have like wraparound glasses, maybe it's not as important, but like we kind of don't like the wraparound styles. We have like a little, well, where are mine? It's kind of a flatter of a style, right? So
Yeah.
if you have a sunglass like this without an anti-reflective coating, so this glass right here, like I would be able to see the reflection in this sunglasses, and these, like you can tell because like the back of the
Had
lens
that
has
kinda
like,
like bluish look.
yeah, it's like, yeah, bluish, purplish type look. It like cancels out all the reflections from the back. So it's,
Yeah.
to me, that's one of the like really important features to me.
Yeah. The materials are half the thing, and then, how do we come up with our styles? Like,
Yeah.
we came, where did I put all those samples? I put them someplace. But
Oh, the prototypes.
yeah. So we found a couple pairs of sunglasses that we did like, and then we basically took the things that we don't like about them and,
check these out.
and made it. Yeah.
This is 3D printed.
So
So
we
these are pretty
started
cool.
with like a couple very
That one was 3D
archaic.
printed with like a really shitty 3D printer.
Yeah, it came out terrible, but I mean, it just still gave us kind of what the look would be and a little bit of the feel. And then we got into some better 3D printers. That's what he's got on.
Yeah,
And
these
then,
ones. I think this is one of the later 3D printed
and
models.
this one too. So we started getting into the actual. So this would tell us what the fit feels
this was
like.
the
'cause
last
we
one.
know what the materials will be like, but we wanted to make sure that the fit was good. And what we were going for with the fit was.
Oh wait, hold on.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, if you look at all these different 3D models that we have, like
Yeah.
this just goes to show you all the different revisions we made in these sunglasses.
Yeah, we went through it. I think we went through 25 almost.
And they're not cheap to have 3D printed like this
No.
either, because these are built with like industrial 3D printers.
I mean, yeah.
But anyways, go back to what you were saying about the fit and stuff.
So with the fit, we like the kind of the square look. And to be completely transparent, we wanted our first model, the Phoenix, to be a true unisex. And after, we designed it and then we got the actual product in hand, our wives tried them on and they're like, these are not unisex. These are very masculine, if you will.
Yeah.
But they still look great on
you know what
women.
Sucks though is like, dude, my wife looks so good in these sunglasses.
Yeah, they just don't like them for some reason. I don't get it. It's kind of a boxier look. I get it, but
it is more of a men's style.
But it is more of a men's style. So we did this one first, thinking it was going to be a true unisex. It's more of a masculine style. But what we really wanted about it was the square look, and then we have a little bit longer leg so that the back end pinches a little bit more. And by what I mean by pinch is that it doesn't actually pinch the face, but it's like it kind of wraps around the head better, so that you don't get the stress on the face or the head, and you don't get the pressure, but it still stay on your face. Yeah.
Even the prototypes stay on my face. Look at this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily come close to the actual pair, but these are.
Well, yeah, we don't have the
so other features that were important to us, and we went down too many rabbit holes really with the design, because everything seems so important to us. Like even like the snap hinges. For some reason, like picking up a pair of sunglasses, and when the hinge kind of flops around, it just makes it feel cheap.
Yeah, that's kind of a personal preference, but it was definitely adamant that we don't have that.
Yeah, so that we actually had a lot of revisions in there to make sure that we had like the actual good snap hinge.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of people come back to us and say that they really like that aspect of things, because when you put it on your shirt like that,
you can like snap it on.
Yep. Well, and it doesn't
and then
open
the
up when you
put
lay
on,
over. Yeah.
Can't do that with
floppy hinges.
Yeah, I was about to say Ray-Bans. So another feature that we really wanted on there was the nose pads.
Yeah.
So that one, was kind of important as far as like a comfort, and then it's also another reason why they kind of stay put, right?
Yeah.
So it's comfortable, it stays put, and then going back to the frame material. So if you look at that, like we show people this at some of the markets that we do, and people are like, "Oh my God, you're gonna break them!" And we're like, "Are we though?"
Yeah,
we're not. So
that's
so that's a little taste of that bioresin material that we use,
and it retains its shape, so it goes right back to where it was at.
Right back, so
get your same deal.
So the design, it's comfortable, and it's comfortable like all day too. I mean,
so that was the Phoenix one, and then to really step our game up, we decided to create a new one. This one obviously is another 3D printed one. But the Sedona model.
I love that one.
This one's got the true zero VLT lens, as you can tell. Can't get any light through that. But these ones, we actually truly did a unisex model where we didn't make them as square. We did them more of a rounded, so they kind of helped fit some of the faces better. And
it's a solid prototype.
Yeah.
This is one of the later prototypes.
Yeah, and then so with this one, we wanted the same kind of features. We wanted the same frame material, the same lens material, and we wanted the same comfort. But what's nice about these ones is we have a little bit thinner of a leg, and it's lighter. It's considerably lighter. Actually.
This is one of the lightest pairs of sunglasses that you'll find. So these
And they
are,
still are if you're running or you're riding your mountain bike or whatever, they still stay on your face.
they
You're
work.
golfing or whatever, and yeah, they don't fall off. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah, these ones, yeah, same design thing where, we didn't want them to fall off the face. Want them to be like as comfortable for as long as possible too. So that's kind of because we do a lot of golfing and mountain biking and stuff like that. So things like that, like especially golfing when you're shooting 18 holes, you're out there like almost all day. So having these be comfortable all day was super important.
Yeah.
I love these prototypes too. So this one here is a 3D print, but we probably printed like maybe 10 or 15 of these, and each one had just like this little tweak, and like we just for some reason like just obsessed over the design of these, and I gotta say that I'm glad that we did, because the final product that we came out with has gotten some of the best reviews of sunglasses.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we've had some great ones.
so we do good design work. Not to toot our own horns, but these people love these.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And well, I mean, like you said, the raving reviews are a testament to just us taking the time to know what people want and get the product out to them.
Let's do a little check here, or talk about our manufacturing.
Yeah.
Tell people, let everybody know, like because when we talk about Valley Rays, we want people to know like our future plans.
Yes. So manufacturing. Well, we manufacture overseas. We have to. When we were going through this whole process, we were reaching out to a ton of different places that we thought would actually help us manufacture and bring this to life in the United States. It's virtually impossible unless you own your own injection molding material or like machines or whatever.
Yeah, nobody has the
Nobody has-
capabilities to make this sort of sunglass in the US. There are a couple sunglass manufacturers in the US. There's some metal frame ones.
Yeah. Not there's and there's a company that owns their own kind of thing and does their own thing, but they're not allowing other companies to come in there.
Yeah,
and
so
make
for
their own
us
stuff.
to actually break into the market, it was, with the goal of eventually manufacturing here in the States.
Yeah.
Essentially it was imperative, or that's not the right word. It was necessary
Yeah,
for us
it's a
to.
necessary evil for us to use. We have to go overseas because one, everybody does. Even your Ray-Bans are made overseas.
Yeah, all the big brands.
All the big brands are
They
made
make them
overseas.
either in Italy or China, and recently they've actually stepped up their game, dude. They make really good quality over there, and then we get to benefit from the cheaper prices too.
Yeah.
So
It allows us to keep our prices lower and bring our people here the right prices, or our customers the right prices, rather than
Yep.
gouging them. But the intent or the goal of Valley Rays is to eventually, once we can get our feet rolling and get the bankroll to do it and the manufacturing space to do it, we absolutely 1000% want to be able to manufacture in house. Biggest thing for there would be for us to be able to create a fraction. I mean, instead of having one or two models and kind of waiting for things to build up, we can actually create those faster and bring out more models faster and have a lot more creativity space and
so
be able
fun, too.
to pump out. Yeah, it'd be amazing. And pump out
and
more
the problem too is people probably don't know this, but we've self-funded this business. So,
Yes.
So in order to get the manufacturing equipment, it's really expensive. So, I don't know, maybe a couple years down the road, if we can keep growing and keep having great products like this, and people kind of raving about our brand like they are, then
We absolutely.
by all means we could start manufacturing here.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the absolute goal. And it takes a community, right? Like we have a very good base of people that love and support, but one pair of sunglasses, the way we design them, they'll last you forever. So it's just a matter of having the help spread the word on the awesomeness that is Valley Rays. But yeah, so the intent, I mean, like we do manufacture overseas. It is kind of a necessary evil at the point, but the goal and the intent of this brand is to, one, provide community change. Like we didn't even got into that part of it yet, but that's part of one of the reasons why we
business as
started.
a purpose.
Yeah, business as a purpose. We want to have this business to create change in the community, but also we'd love to bring it to where it's solely 100% American made
Let's
in
talk
due
about
time.
let's talk about business as a purpose for a second,
Yeah.
because a lot of people think, when you get into business, that your main goal is just profits.
Money, money, money. Yeah.
But what we've seen in some of these entrepreneurs that we follow, they don't just make money. They actually create change in their community. And being like a local Arizona brand too, we kind of really thought it was important that this isn't just a sunglass company in Phoenix.
Right.
We're actually like trying to be change within our community. So the one thing that we chose too was a charity that you'd been involved with before.
Yeah. Easy brain food. Well, it resonated with both of us because we were recently new fathers, and with easy brain food, they, during the school year, some of these kids that go to school, I think it's mainly in Mesa, but they don't get food during the weekends. So what AZ Brain Food does, or one of the main purposes they do, is they pack lunches during the school year on like a Thursday, Friday, and they have these ready to go for kids on Friday that can take home meals that will last them, and nutrients mainly, like enough calories to keep in their body through the weekend to get back to school so they can get the school lunches and stuff. So
Yeah, and I think
that's huge.
when you first told me about this charity, because I hadn't heard about it before, like just finding out that there's kids in our community that are going to school without anything to eat is
Yeah.
just mind-boggling in today's age. I
Yeah.
mean, so yeah, we both kind of thought like, hey, this is an immediate change that needs to happen in our community.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we'll get down to the root cause of everything, but at least we can help these kids eat something.
Yeah, that was the main point, is just to help contribute. And we can only contribute so much without taking us out of business, but we do what we can for now. And then once we can kind of get the community to grab a hold of what we're trying to do, then it's just a matter of time until we can start really making some big changes.
Yeah.
But that was definitely the intent of starting, because I mean, if you're doing business for just profit, there's no. I mean, people love to make money. Don't get me wrong. We would love to sell 1,000 million pairs of sunglasses, but if you're not doing it for a purpose, there's no, what's the point?
Yeah.
And that was kind of one of the driving factors for us. Is not only do we like the challenge of starting a business, but what are we doing it for? Why are we doing it? And that's kind of our why, is to provide change in the local community.
Yeah, let's talk about a little bit of our branding then, and our website and stuff. So kind of want to.
I'm a nitpicker when it comes to branding.
Yeah.
I am
You
anal
found
about it, and
you found one of the greatest artists in town too, right out of Gilbert. Too.
yeah, shout out to Corey.
Yeah, Corey.
Yeah, he's a Park Street man. If you guys want any design done or anything, they are phenomenal. But I'm a sucker for that. I mean, I came up with some designs, you came up with some designs, and we thought we were on the right page, and then we didn't really want to spend the money on branding. But then we kind of got to thinking about it.
Expensive, and
it was super expensive.
And going back to the self-funded part is like, okay, we gotta cough up some change here for some logos. And
yeah, and we were thinking, hey, let's go to Fiverr. We went to Fiverr a few different times actually, and spent $100 here, $100 there, and nothing was resonating because we weren't able to have a good conversation with the designer, and we weren't able to really express what we were trying to do with.
And you can get like a good logo and stuff like that, but like a whole brand, like, I mean, even just like the logo and I don't know if you can see it, but there's little translucent logos all over this packaging, and and it kind of takes a logo to a whole new level when you can actually like tie it into like an entire brand. So that was important to us.
Yeah, and being able to talk to the designer. I mean, like I said, it wasn't cheap by any means, and I'm all about spending money on branding because I think it really speaks and it shows to the consumers, one, how much you care about it, and two, what we're trying to really convey. And every single time that we go to a market or we show people the branding or whatever, absolutely kills.
Yeah, people love it.
And
people love it. Yeah,
it's money well spent. And it took us a while to really bite the bullet and.
And I was a skeptic at first. You probably remember didn't want to spend the money on having all the branding done and stuff like that. But then after hearing everybody when they see it and they're like, oh, I love your brand. I
Yeah.
love what you guys are doing here. It makes it all totally worthwhile.
Yeah, it was money well spent. But that was definitely a challenge because it was a big chunk of change up front for us to do, which we could have spent on another run of
Product
sunglasses or
development
product
or something like
development
that.
or yeah. But
Or the website's an interesting beast too. So there's a lot of people probably out there listening that have websites or have built websites because GoDaddy makes it super easy.
yep,
We use Shopify.
yep.
I love Shopify. I've used it for probably 10 years now. But it's super easy to kind of build the website.
Mhm.
The user experience is there. It's just kind of built into it. But I think the biggest part that people don't realize is that like it's really easy to build a website, but it's really hard to get content for the website.
Golly, is it? Yeah, that's probably our biggest conundrum. And just like branding, great content comes with a price. And we can take our cell phones and our point and shoot cameras and go take pictures all day, but really capturing the essence of what the brand is super hard. And that's one of the things that's probably one of our biggest challenges
It is. I mean,
is
photo shoots, getting the sunglasses in people's hand to where, we got what, 10 different colors in one style and getting
this is kind of going back into the creation of Valley Rays, but also like I don't know if a lot of our audience knows that we don't do this full time. Like this is not a part time gig for us. This is a full time gig for us, but we have full time jobs too.
yeah,
So for us to go get content all the time, it's not easy. We get up, we have a 9 to 5 job or a 7 to 4 job,
7 to
if you
4.
will,
Yeah.
and when we get home, we don't necessarily want to spend so much time. We have families, so we can't neglect our families because that's the foundation of our whole
Yeah. We
being.
both have little 3-year-olds running
Yeah.
around. So
And then, so it gives us limited time to really get out there and create. And luckily, we have somewhat respect or supportive wives
yeah.
when it comes to
Yeah.
doing this. But
And coworkers too. Like everybody around us likes the company,
yeah,
likes what we do. So we do get a lot of support from
support.
our friends and family,
Yeah. So
which
that's a big
helps,
thing.
which
Yeah,
helps
it's a
quite a
huge
bit.
thing. But back to the content stuff and creating the content for the website and stuff, you either find time to make it yourself and do the best you can, or you hire it out, and that's another costly expense. And that's that's this kind of the conundrum. Like we're sustaining and we're trying to just continue to build and build and build on it. And it's just finding the right team and the right people to help us bring our dream to life.
Yep.
Really.
And we're finding other content creators like photographers and videographers to work with. We actually found another guy, and having them kind of capture the essence of our brand is kind of it's where we've had a hard time through this whole journey,
Yeah.
really. I mean, anybody can take a picture of somebody wearing sunglasses, but does it actually like capture our
The
like
essence
our
of the brand.
brand story, the essence of our brand, and
Yeah. It's
that's
hard.
kind of the hard part. And really, like, what is the brand that we have too? I mean, I think maybe we kind of
Dive into that a little bit and how we started and where we're going to go to.
yeah.
So with sunglasses, there's ocean brands, there's adventure brands, there's athlete brands, there's essentially a brand for each of the different things. And that was probably our biggest struggle starting because we kind of casted a broad net. And
Yep.
our initial thoughts were Arizona brand, and Arizona encompasses damn near everything except for the ocean. And not honing in on a specific niche, we thought that we could get away with, maybe that's not the right way to say it, but we thought that we could speak to a lot more people by just being an overall Arizona brand because Arizona does encompass hiking, mountain biking, adventure outside,
Yep.
golfing, everything. So we thought that we could speak to everybody, which we're kind of finding that it's a lot harder, especially in a market that has a ton of big competitors that can dump a ton of money into marketing. And that's our biggest challenge. So over the last year and a half, we've kind of been slowly finding our way through this rat nest, if you will, of where we want to take this
Yeah,
brand.
like who are we is really the big question that as a business owner you kind of have to ask yourself.
Yeah.
And we kind of took a step back, and it's like we both like Arizona. We like everything that it has to offer. So what are the main things that we like doing? Like hiking.
Yep.
I love hiking. We both mountain bike and we both golf a lot. And it was, kind of those options that we have there. And it's kind of like, well, let's kind of tailor this brand to something that we like.
And that would speak
and
to
that
our audience a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So we kind of started getting more into golf because that's kind of what we have been doing or spending more of our time on. Really, is
And to be fully transparent, the industry that we work in, a lot of meetings and stuff like that happen on the golf course.
yeah, and we go to corporate events
Corporate
and
events all
things
the
like
time.
that. So we're golfing with big groups of people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're a fairly decent golfer. I kind of suck,
I
but
can hit the ball somewhat straight sometimes, depending on where my swing loop's at or not.
I mean, like, how did you start golfing though? Because
I honestly don't even remember. I think my mom gave me her set one time and said, "Here, go on some little executive
okay,
courses
well,
and play."
maybe I just got fucked from the get go then, because the first time I went golfing was it was in high school and it was a golf tournament,
Oh, geez.
but it was a drinking golf tournament. So every beer you drank took a shot off your score.
Oh, nice.
So it was like I was basically introduced to it as like a big drinking game.
Yeah, that makes sense. So did you finish under par?
So a couple of guys on my team, they had like some of my good friends, they actually played high school golf, so they were
so
good.
really
So I was
good.
kind of like the designated drinker, like, yo, DeVito, chug this beer and I'll try to shoot good here. And I was like, so
Makes
that's
sense.
kind of how I got introduced to it. And that's some of my favorite parts about golf too, is
Yeah.
going out there, having some drinks with your boys, being outdoors, having fun. And I always joke too. It's the funny thing that I like about golf is that it's like the only place in the world where drinking and driving is encouraged.
Yeah.
It's like you go down on Mill and you get a DUI for like riding your bike or something
Yep.
like that. And then as soon as you get in a golf cart and they're like, whoa, where's your beer, buddy?
Yeah.
Stock up. We even got you a little cooler on the side of your golf cart. Like,
Yep.
so yeah, I don't know. I love that part of golf. I
Yeah.
love the camaraderie.
Yeah, I mean, what's funny is before COVID happened, there was and when I was in real estate, there was a lot of talk that golf was dying in the younger in the younger ages and stuff. Golf was kind of slowly fading away, and then when COVID happened, there was a lot of, I mean, golfing, you're 6 feet apart, so
Yeah,
golfing stayed
social
open, especially in
distancing.
Arizona.
I
You
hate
could
even
you
saying
could
that.
you could golf a lot and get away with not being indoors, and you could social distance and all that other stuff. So it kind of sparked a new resurgence into the golf industry, and you see a lot of cool brands out there. You see a lot more people our age and younger really enjoying golf now, and
Yeah.
it's kind of coming to the forefront. So that really spoke to us. And then being in Arizona, snowbirds typically go to 2 different states, it's either Florida or Arizona. And when they're down here, we have some of the best golf in the world. And that, why not be an Arizona brand that is catered to golfing? So
Yeah.
that's kind of where we kind of landed within the last, I don't know, even 3 or 4 months, just to be transparent.
Well, let's talk about why our sunglasses are actually good for golf, because
Yeah.
I think what I look for in a pair of sunglasses is the style. I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you, like, they look cool, so I'm going to wear them. So
Yep.
so there's that aspect to them. I think the fact that we kind of built them to be comfortable, to where you have, like, you're shooting 18.
Yep.
They're comfortable for the entire round type thing. And then the way that they fit, and they don't move on your face.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to crush a drive,
They're not going to go anywhere.
your sunglasses aren't falling off while you're doing that. So I think for me, those are the biggest reasons why I think that these are absolutely perfect for golfing.
Yeah, and one of the things that I like about them, or I guess sunglasses in general, is one, in Arizona it's sunny as hell and it's going to be bright, and so sunglasses are, for me, a necessity. I know that some of the go-getters and the quote
The
unquote
professional golfers,
professionals, they don't like sunglasses, but for the everyday
how come
average
they
golfer,
never wear sunglasses.
I don't know. And supposedly it
You always see them with
I
a
don't know.
hat on and not
There's, Ricky
sunglasses.
Fowler and a couple of those bigger names wear some sunglasses, but I think it's all about personal preference. But your average Joe, the guys that are out there on the course every day or every weekend, are usually wearing sunglasses. And one of the things for me is the all day comfort. That's the one thing, because you're on the golf course for 3 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
And if you can find a pair of sunglasses that isn't going to make your head hurt or like put pressure on your head, and then also going to provide you with the
Protection.
protection against the sun rays, because you're under the sun.
So there are a couple things as far as sunglasses for golfers to keep in mind. So polarized or non-polarized when it comes to golfing. So there's a couple things with that. And it's actually recommended to use non-polarized when golfing.
Yep.
Because and I don't notice this at all with my vision. But polarized can sometimes kind of mess with your depth perception.
Yep.
But I don't know, that doesn't really affect me. I would rather not have the sun in my eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But so either way, I still wear non-polarized when I'm golfing. Plus polarized, they reduce glare, right? And you don't really have any glare on a golf course.
No.
So it's kind of a redundant feature.
Yeah. I mean, the main purpose for polarization is to reduce glare. So if you're driving and you have like an asphalt road or something that has and you're driving into the sun and it has that glare, that's beneficial. Or the glare off your dash, it heavily reduces that.
If you're
Or if you're
fishing,
driving in
like
snow,
you're using polarized because like the glare off the water, like you can't see into the water, but you put your polarized sunglasses in and then it reduces that glare and you can see down into the water. Like it's 100%. If you're fishing or out on the water, use polarized, but on a golf course, you don't need to.
Yeah.
I think the biggest benefit is going to be not having the sun in your eyes. Like
that's the biggest benefit. And that's in Arizona specifically, whether you're hiking, mountain biking, golfing, or just outside, drinking your beers with your boys. That's the main purpose of our sunglasses, is to protect your eyeballs from the
and if
sun.
you did want like some extra features too, I really like the brown lenses for this because so the brown lenses, like if you ever look through like a yellow lens, like you look at trees and like the greens kind of just like start popping, like they're super bright. But they also increase contrast.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at like as an example, if you're mountain biking and there's a rock, you might not see it with normal sunglasses on, but if you have a brown lens, the shadow of that rock is going to look really dark compared to the rock. So you're going to see those variations. And when you think about it like that, then you think about like when you're putting on the green, and you get these little variations or like a little divot that you might not otherwise see, but now it looks really dark because you have that increased saturation.
Yep.
You get like those added benefits there. And so if you're a really good golfer, something like that might help
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see
I'm still missing the putt.
Yeah.
I see the divot, but I'm still missing the putt.
Yep. That's me too.
But for me, you know what? Golf's all about having fun though, dude. I go out there and I might shoot 20 over par, but
I had a good day doing it.
I had a good day doing it, and there's always going to be like a couple shots that
are awesome
that I'll be talking about.
That
like,
keep you reeled in.
Yeah, dude. The last 3 times I golfed, I chipped in a putt, or I'm not a putt. I chipped in a shot.
Yeah,
from like 30 yards away.
And that is the reason you continue to golf.
That's 3 golf days in a row.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I mean, I shot probably like 30 or 40 over par those days, but those couple shots, let me tell you, that's what I was there for.
Exactly. And that's honestly the best part about it. That's one of the main reasons that, your everyday, your average Joe golfer is out there, is because, it's actually, I read an article the other day that's like a stress reliever. If you don't go out there and you don't try to kill the ball and swing the club as hard as you can, and you could actually be a stress reliever if you just go out there and hit the ball, because you're hitting something. And that's kind of a natural stress reliever. And then if you're out there with your friends enjoying a round, that's the other stress reliever.
To that point, so this is probably like 5 years ago, I thought I was actually getting good at golf. And I was like, man, I'm gonna start doing this more, and I'm gonna start getting like really good. And then the couple times I golfed after that thought, I started like, I was kind of playing bad, and I was getting like so mad out on the course. I was just getting frustrated, and I was like, this is not what I want to do with my time. Like, I don't need to be good at this game. I just have to have fun doing it.
Yeah, have fun doing it. As long as you hit it straight, you don't necessarily need to hit it far. Although it is fun to crush a drive
Yeah.
every now
Oh,
and then.
dude, I'll
But as
still
long as you
swing
hit
as
it,
hard as I
as
can.
long as you hit it straight, I mean that's half the battle. So that was kind of a an intro to where we're going with Valley Rays. I think we're gonna really start honing in on the funness and the golf aspect
Yeah.
of
So if you guys golf, you're Sunday golfers like us, you know, you go out there, you just have fun with your buddies, and then you have some drinks afterwards. Like that's what these sunglasses are for. It's for the drive there, it's for the whole round of 18, and it's for drinks afterwards. So it's kind of a style that fits all of that and has that comfort to where you can wear it for that long
yeah.
too. So
So going on, coming up in the next, so now that it's starting to get cooler in Arizona, it's kind of the market season, if you will, in Arizona.
yep.
So a lot of your local brands and local market makers, if you will, um, we are they do. I don't know. There's hundreds of markets and farmers markets and beer fests and all sorts of different things that go on. One, because it's the best time to be in Arizona, and two, it's
Yeah.
kind of just events that people put on. So we're looking to do as many of those as we can. Hopefully, do like one a weekend from
So
November
if you guys
to
want to come out,
March.
meet us,
Yeah,
talk to us, try on the sunglasses and get yourself a pair. We're going to be out at a lot of these events. I think for sure we're going to be at Copper State
beer
Beer
festival.
Fest, the
Yeah.
Strong Beer Fest. Those are always the most fun events to
Yeah.
go to. And then we got the Desert City Classic is
Yeah,
coming up
that's probably the soonest one for us, and that's gonna be in the first weekend of
November.
November, and, it's actually kind of a cool thing. It's a local event that some guys, came to us and said, "Hey, we think that your brand really fit with what we're doing," and, it's always nice to
What kind of
collaborate.
tournament is it? Is it a
It's a, CrossFit event.
it's a CrossFit event? That's right.
Yeah, but what the best part about it is when you have a company that sees and wants to align with you, it makes the collaboration that much better. And they
And
approached us and they wanted us to be with them. I honestly didn't really even know about them. And
yeah.
then when they came to us and we started to kind of research them a little bit, and it seemed like a great fit because when you have a team of people that want to succeed and then want to succeed with you and then you want to succeed with them, it just makes the collaboration that much better.
And the collaboration too, like I liked how they kind of handpicked us.
Yeah.
Because they were like, we love that you guys are an Arizona brand.
Yep.
We think your sunglasses are awesome, and we love that they're like performance based sunglasses because the whole event is CrossFit.
Yep.
So it's all these athletes that are going to be out there moving and you know lifting weights and running and doing all these things in our sunglasses, and it really aligns because that's like exactly what we built our sunglasses
Yep.
for, you know, for people on the move. So I'm pretty excited about that event. I think
Yeah,
it's
me
going to be
too.
fun. We're going to be there. Is it 3 days we're there?
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. So you guys can check that out. Desert City Classic. What other events are we going to do? The Mercantile event?
Hopefully we can get into the Mercantile event. We're still waiting on the vendor app there. And then there's a ton of events. I can't remember the name of the markets, but they're at the Santan Village Mall, and it's like every weekend in December they throw on an event so that people can go Christmas shop and
Yep.
get local products for their gifts and stuff for Christmas and whatever other kind of products they want to give to their people. So that's a big one. That's like
Hold
a
on one
Friday,
sec.
Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for like 2 or 3 weeks in a row.
So okay, so here's what I like about these events too. Like it's cool going out there and like actually like selling sunglasses.
Yeah. Now you get to talk to people about our
Yeah.
brand and our sunglasses.
Yeah, so I think it's, you know, my favorite part about going to these events is people's reactions when they see our brand, when they see our sunglasses, you know, because a lot of people come over and they're like, "Oh yeah, we saw you guys on Instagram or something like
Yeah.
that." So people kind of already know our name, but then they kind of get to put the two and two together and like having the conversation with them while they're piecing it together, like what our brand is, like the quality of products we have. And then we do we do
Stress test.
this with the sunglasses and they're like, "Oh my God." And like the best part about it isn't just the reactions, but it's the fact that like almost 9 out of 10 people that come to our booth walk away with a pair of sunglasses because we hear these are the most comfortable pair of sunglasses. Holy shit, the lens is so clear. Like, I love that you're an Arizona brand. Like, you guys are fucking cool. Like,
and one of the other big sellers is that they're not $200 and they're not $180.
Yeah.
You know, that they're relatively inexpensive for the materials and the product.
when you say relative too, so that's actually an important point. So if you take our lens material with our frame material, if that's all you look at, you're not going to be able to find a pair of sunglasses with that combination of materials for under $180. So
yeah,
with these being priced at $100, they are actually
a good
really
deal.
well priced.
Yeah, it's a great combination for the price.
If you guys watched this whole podcast, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, we're excited for the future. We got a lot of stuff coming.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff. The nice thing about kind of niching down to the golf aspect of things is that it allows us to kind of branch out. And even though our sole anchor is going to be sunglasses, we have a lot of cool ideas for, you know, polos and golf gloves and hats.
Our hat too.
Yeah, I was going to say our hats. They're probably one of our favorite things.
Should I show the hat?
Yeah, outside of the sunglasses, we found a manufacturer to give us kind of the top of the line materials and, you know, add our little swag to it. And so we have
so this is the
performance snapback.
This is the first one that we came out with, and we kind of really only did these as like a promotional thing.
Yeah.
So dude, I've been wearing this hat for so long now. I love it. But we really came out with these as a promotional thing. So these ones, unfortunately, are gone.
Yeah.
But this one, so we had a couple of these made. This is our Sunset Cactus logo. We had a couple of these made, and people loved them.
Yeah.
We legit had people come up to us and say, this is probably the best hat I've ever worn in my life. So we actually have like 50 more of these that we're going to be dropping real soon.
Yep.
So we're expecting these to kind of fly off the shelf because so many people have asked for them. So if you guys are watching this and you guys like this hat, you know, we got little logos in there. We got our rubber patch right there. And then, you know, if you guys want one, they're gonna go fast. So join our email list, and we're sending out updates right now to when it's actually gonna drop. And now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably going to be dropped by the time this video comes out.
Yeah.
So you're too late.
Yeah. So so that's kind of where we're heading. The Valley Rays is slowly growing, and by slowly I mean that's a good way to do a brand. You don't want to be exploding all over the place.
Yeah.
We're finding our niche. We're honing in on our people. We're giving the quality products that we want, and we're doing it in the time frame that we want. So
that's it. That's Valley Rays, guys. So if you guys want to,
check us out. We're at Valley Rays, or I guess on Instagram it's valley.rays, valleyrays.com. We're on Facebook at Valley Rays. Give us a check us out. I mean, we're gonna have a lot of good stuff coming down the line with content wise and markets, and hopefully we can get into some more sponsored event type of things where we're on the golf course or doing more.
So go like us on Instagram, go to our website, join our email list so that you guys can get all the updates for these new products that we got dropping. We got some new colors of the Sedona coming.
Yeah.
We haven't told anybody that yet. So
I'm excited about those. I think we have a lot of people excited about those.
This will be the first that people will hear about that one. But that's going to be in a month or so.
Yep.
So go join our email list, and you'll be the first to know about those, because we had a lot of people asking us for some other colors and different lens types with the Sedonas. So we're expecting those to go fast. So make sure you join our list, like us on Instagram, and we'll keep you guys informed of everything that we're doing.
Yeah. But thanks if you made it this far, thanks for tagging along.
Yeah.
Can't wait to show you guys more.
Love you guys.
Peace.